Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Outdoors with Luke Clayton and Jeff Rice. I'm your host, Jeff, and Luke is unfortunately not with me today. He had a little medical event and was not able to travel up with me to Lake Squatican in Saskatchewan. Absolutely gorgeous place. So I'm up here with my wife and good friend John. We're going to be out fishing for northern pike, for walleye, for just here for a good time. So we're going to have a lot of adventures here, a lot of things going on. We're going to be doing a shore lunch. We're going to just show you a little bit of this area, kind of give you the ins and outs of coming up to Canada and doing one of these kind of trips. We'll visit with some other folks. We'll visit with Bryce Liddell, the owner of the Squatican Lake Lodge, and we'll give you all the information about doing a trip like this. Very inexpensive, and I promise you we're going to get out on this lake. We're going to catch some fish. I can smell it. So stick with us, folks. We're going to have a big time out here on Lake Squatican, hunting down big fish. So we'll be back. Okay, folks, we're back. Got my cup of coffee. We're getting things started. Everybody's gearing up for our first day of fishing here. Just kind of wanted to give you a little backdrop of the accommodations here, kind of cover that a little bit. These cabins are wonderful. Hot water, electricity, everything you need. Actually get a cell signal, so that's kind of cool, but I will not be working. But as you can see, they've got everything you need for cookware. They've got grills, they've got it all. So when you come here and you plan on a trip like this, you don't have to bring a whole bunch of stuff. Bring your clothing, bring your fishing gear. Don't even need a bedroll. They got it covered. So just wanted to kind of give you a little, here's where we stay. So, all right, we'll see you out on the water. And fish on. Demi Rice with the fish. Just get up here and get this net out. Oh, it's a nice one, babe. Hold on. Oh, baby, that's your biggest fish. Dandy.
Nice fish.
Holy smokes, babe. Oh, that, dear, is a dandy.
Nice fish.
All right, Demi Rice, number 2. She's got one huge one already.
He's dead, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, just turn around, face me. Swing him around. Wow, folks, here we go. The Squatican Lake Lodge with my wife Demi and my friend John Genoese. We are rocking and rolling here. 27 inches roughly.
Yeah.
Big walleye. Congratulations, honey. All right.
Heavy fish.
He's a dandy.
He weighs a lot.
All right, why don't you hand him up to John there, and let's get back to fishing. Oh, that's a nice fish. Wow. And yes, this is what Canada fishing is all about. Look at those walleye fillets. That don't make you hungry, nothing will.
Yeah, I would guess that probably you would be one of maybe less than maybe 400 or 500 people that have ever seen this. for the last number of years, like, I don't think anybody really was up last year. The trail was like this. So.
Crazy. Just can only imagine what life was like for those people back living underneath this thing.
I know the cemetery at Stanley Mission, if you look at the grave markers and stuff, I would say that the average age, probably in the, like 1800s, or like, well, when they built it in 1854, so probably like the 1900s to the 1930s or whatever. I would doubt that people would live too much more than 25 or 30 years old. I mean, a lot of people died when they were infants and stuff. Right. Yeah. But every once in a while there'd be somebody that would be like 70 years old.
Yeah.
So, but most people died very young. A lot of women died when they had babies. A lot of people died from infection. You know, if you cut your hand, like, you think about now, you just go and get penicillin and you're going about it. Back then, no, they just died.
Jeff says never do, because I get suspicion this next.
All right, Demi Rice with another beautiful walleye. You get him there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. You betcha. A good one. Way to go, babe. Yeehaw! All right, we're back to fishing.
Lone Star Pawn and Bargain Center, 6509 I-30 on the frontage road in Greenville. Your one-stop shop for TVs, electronics, computers, and gaming systems. Lone Star Pawn offers a giant selection of hunting, fishing, outdoor gear, and firearms. We've got everything from lawn and garden equipment and job site tools to musical instruments. For the best deals and pawn rates in town, come see us on the south side of the frontage road in Greenville.
Need a part for the right price? Look for that red and blue sign, Henley Auto Supply, 1510 Stonewall. Over 800,000 CarQuest parts to choose from. Domestic, European, and Asian parts. Henley Auto Supply, 903-455-1969. 455-1969. Henley Auto Supply has the right part to keep your vehicle running. Backed by the best hometown service. Henley Auto Supply. Great people, great products, great prices. Henley Auto Supply and Car.
Preparation for a shore lunch. There it is. The preparation begins for a beautiful shore lunch here on the shores of Squanican Lake.
Yeah.
Crew here, everybody pitching in to get things going here, so good groceries to come. Alright, so Michelle's cutting those pieces into kind of bite-sized chunks, it looks like there, and Bryce has got the batter going. What are you using for batter there, Bryce? Just
it's a secret recipe.
Secret recipe.
Yeah.
Not telling anybody?
Yeah, we don't want to tell anybody.
Hide the bags?
I can't give away all my secrets.
Okay.
It's the only thing I get kept around here for.
So folks, you'll never know.
Yeah,
But we may sneak up and look at those bags later if nobody's looking. It's Clubhouse something.
Right out of Mama's kitchen.
All right. Batter up some of that fish, get her in the fry pan, and we'll be eating good shortly. So, all right, folks, we've got walleye on the open pit here. So, shore lunch at its best. Bryce, thank you so much for setting this up and
Oh, you're very welcome.
getting us some good groceries. Woo. This is Bryce's secret. I hope he's not watching me video. Okay, folks, we've got John Genoese, good friend of mine. We've been friends for a lot of years, buddy, haven't we? 25, yeah. Well, so John's visiting down or up here with us at Squatican Lake. And John, what's your thoughts of this place? What do you think?
It's an amazing place. This is my 8th week in Canada, and this is the best time I've ever had.
We have caught some of the biggest walleyes we've ever caught. John and I have fished other lakes in Canada, and we've never caught fish like this, but pretty darn incredible, huh?
Just amazing, amazing fishing.
We'll be back, won't we?
We will be back.
All
yes.
right. Looking good. Okay, we're handing out plates. Looks like everything is ready. Serving up lunch. Look at that beautiful shore lunch here on the shores of Lake Squatican. All right. We got brothers Dave and Larry Richards here, and they're from Texas, and so are we, of course. But we're up here at Squatican Lake. Gents, this is your first time here, mine as well. What do you think of this place?
It's awesome. We've had a great trip. We've had every kind of weather in the world. Of course, today is gorgeous, but we caught some really big walleye. It's been everything we hoped it would be, so it's been a great time.
Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, we're over in our boat and we're watching these guys. I probably filmed more of you than I did myself. You guys caught some good fish. What a beautiful place, huh?
Yes, it is.
So I'm guessing that you're going to come back like I am.
Would love to.
Absolutely.
Would love
Absolutely.
to.
Well, of course, after a shore lunch, what better thing to do than find a place to sleep? I hate to wake him up, but it's time to go fishing. Nah, I think I'll let.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with hassles. It can be that way again at Tire Pros.
Let him sleep. We'll be back to get you, John. Well, welcome back, folks. We are live here at Squatican Lake, and I've got owner Bryce Liddell with us, and Bryce is the owner of Squatican Lake Lodge. And Bryce, thank you so much for just a great time we've had so far here. And just give our viewing audience a little, can you just tell a little bit about Squatican Lake, just maybe a short history and kind of how you got involved in all this?
Sure, well, I can tell you how I got started.
Okay.
My dad, my uncle, my brother, they all went on a fly-in fishing trip. And what happened was they came back, told me all about it. I was too busy to go, didn't have enough money, and I thought, you know what? That's what I want to do. I want to be the guy that's up there all the time.
Sure.
Not the guy that goes for a week or whatever.
Right.
That's all great, but I really, really wanted to have something that I like to enjoy doing.
And I can see why.
And Squatican Lake is near La Ronge in northern Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
So it's about a 45-mile flight from La Ronge, or about 20 miles from Otter Lake, Mississippi. That's where we usually fly out of. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, so for someone that wants to come up here and do this, what can they expect? I mean, I know we've caught walleyes and a few pike and that type thing. What is your season like? I mean, June to September, or what?
You know what? We come in May as early as we can when the ice is off the lake.
Okay.
So as soon as that ice is off, we've got guys coming like in a few days.
Okay.
And then we'll fish to about the 1st of August.
Okay.
And then we shut it down for about a month and a bit. Until
Okay.
September. Come back in September and we run till about the middle of October.
Wonderful, wonderful. And for a group, let's say there's people out there that want to bring half their family or all their family. What's your accommodations like as far as number of, people
Absolutely.
you can...
We try and bring 16 people in at a time, or close to that.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, there's enough cabins that you can have a family of 4 and another family of 4 and so on, like four cabins of 4. however it works out.
Very good. Well, as you'll see some of these videos, folks, of some of these fish we catch, it's been pretty amazing adventure so far, and we're not done yet. We just got here. We're rocking and rolling out there in the lake, and some of the walleyes we've caught have been just fantastic. Is that pretty typical, what you see?
It's very typical. We catch more walleye over 22 inches than we do, like above 22 than we do below.
It's amazing. It's one heck of a fishery. So, is there any other lodges here, or is this pretty much?
No, there are. There's the odd trapper cabin on the lake.
Okay.
There's two of those.
Okay.
One up on the very west side and one on an island.
Okay.
And those guys use their cabins in the winter for snowmobiling and for trapping.
Gotcha. But they don't do the fishing like
they don't.
They're not guides or
no.
have like a lodge like you have.
No, there's one lodge on the lake and there's no private cabins. So we've got the whole place to ourselves.
You really do, and it's quite a big lake actually. I was impressed driving around here, going wow, and some of the beauty, folks. Airplane Falls, Bryce took us there. The water drains out of Squatican into the Churchill River system, I guess, flows through. Absolutely amazing. We went and saw there was like a cave.
Yes.
For I guess the Cree Indians used that cave way back when. Very, very interesting. So for those folks that want to get into a little bit of an adventure, Bryce can help you out there. It's pretty fun stuff. So what's the average cost for someone to come here and do this kind of a thing?
In U.S. dollars, it's roughly $1,000, depending on the exchange rate.
Okay.
But for the last number of years, like probably 10 years ago or 8 years ago, we were par, so it was the same, But now, the U.S. dollar is worth a lot more, so it's a real bargain.
Yeah.
So for about $1,000, it gets you your flights, your accommodations, the whole 9 yards for 4 days. It's pretty.
And believe me, folks, we're here doing this. It is bargain. It is a bargain, and one heck of a beautiful place. We just wrapped up a shore lunch here, and thank you for that. That was fantastic. So for those that want to come see you, how do they get a hold of you? How do they find you and set up a trip?
Probably the easiest way is squaticanlake.com. That's ISKWATIKAN lake.com.
Squaticanlake.com. So get a hold of Bryce here. Come on out. I'm telling you what, a lot of people probably think, well, geez, from the United States to get all the way up here is an excursion. It's really not. It's not an excursion. It's a lot of fun. It was an easy trip. I've got a friend and my wife with me. We're just having an absolute ball. And I want to thank you again, Bryce, so much for putting up with us and showing us just a wonderful time. He is the best host in the world. So.
Well, thank you. I don't agree with you there, but we're missing our old buddy Luke Clayton.
Yes, we really are. Luke unfortunately couldn't make it. He had a little bit of a medical event, but we will be back. Luke and I will come back and visit you, and we'll do this again. So
looking forward to it.
I want to thank you again.
Thank you so much.
All right, Brian. Thank you. Okay, folks, we're back once again. We've got Michelle Walberg with.
Being on the move used to be hassle-free. Find your way there again at Tire Pros.
And Michelle works closely with Bryce out here at the Squatican Lake. And Michelle, thank you for everything you've done for us. We've had a great time. I understand that you're getting into this survival stuff. Can you kind of tell our listening or our viewing audience kind of what you're doing with this whole survival training thing that you got going on?
Yeah, so recently I was on kind of an Arctic experience, and after I started talking to people about that, it really became clear that just natural survival skills are kind of gone the way of the dodo bird. Just basic. I don't mean how to start bow drill fires and like living, sustenance style living totally off grid, but just basic things like how to start a fire, how to identify animal tracks or scat or build a shelter, just, kind of rudimentary pieces that I think everybody should have. And so kind of paired up with Bryce to start teaching people how to just get into the wild and feel more comfortable doing it.
And I tell you what, this is a place because you get out here and it is a little bit remote, and I guess your training skills could come, you can hone your skills right here at Squatican Lake.
It's never any one thing that ends up hurting you. It's the little things that you just miss along the way that really just snowball into a big giant disaster if you're not careful.
So since you've been young, have you enjoyed kind of this outdoor experience and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I was raised wild and barefoot. So it was really natural for me just to be able to slip into this role eventually.
Right.
So here I am.
Wonderful. Well, I know you work very hard along with Bryce, and your guests certainly appreciate it. I said earlier with Bryce, it's thank you so much for the hosts you guys are and what you've done for us here. And it's one heck of a beautiful place, a lot of fun to come to. And folks, for those out here watching that want to, come here and do this kind of thing, you can go out and have some of the best fishing in the world and some survival training as well if need be, because Michelle will take care of you there. Well, Michelle, thank you again, and thank you for that shore lunch. You and Bryce certainly outdid yourselves, and we certainly enjoyed that. So thank you so much, and appreciate you being on the show. Thank you so much. Okay, folks, well, we'll be back with probably a little bit more fishing action before we head to the plains tomorrow and head out. So we'll be back. Well, we believe we have a pike on here.
We're working off the walleye. Come on.
Just there you go. Got it down, baby.
Did we see him?
Yeah, I just saw white.
Oh, there it is. We got a pike. Yeah. All right, Demi Rice. Woohoo!
Yeah, wait till he gets.
We got some color here.
Straight in his mouth.
Oh, he sure does. He nailed that. He nailed it.
Oh, get him.
Yes! Yes. Demi Rice with a nice pike. All right, folks, we'll be back.
Huh?
Folks, this is Luke, and I have one thing to say about today's show, and that is a resounding wow. What a good job. There is no place that I know like northern Canada, northern Saskatchewan up there at the Squatican Lake Lodge. Jeff mentioned early on that I was unable to make this trip. Medical emergency. Actually, if I told you the story, you'd get a laugh out of it. It was a little dental problem I had, but I could not leave home with this hanging over my head. I had to have it taken care of. We'll tell you that story sometime when you're ready for a good laugh. But hats off to the whole crew up there, Bryce and all of his folks that work with him, and hats off to Jeff and Demi, all of them there. It was an awesome show. And I wasn't able to be there in person, but after watching this show, I feel like I was. Next year, the good Lord willing, I'll be up there in one of those V-nose boats catching those pike and walleye. So make sure and tune in next week, every Friday, at 10 o'clock. This thing airs, and then you can, of course, listen to it all week long. So thanks again. We'll be back with you next week.